out there, all you Crusaders. My next guest, this is a big one. This is the first student we're having on the Crusader. And I'm super excited because I know him personally. Awesome guy. He's got a 4.0 GPA. I wish I had that. 28 on his ACT. He scored 20 goals in his senior season, 13 assists, Pine Belt Sports Player of the Year, and UAB commit D1. Everybody, give a round of applause for Heath Flathau. Heath Flathau.
I'm glad to be here.
Man, it's great to have you, Heath. So first things first, gotta ask you, how you doing with the isolation?
Fantastic. I mean, I'm trying to just kind of twist it into a positive situation here, just training a whole bunch, getting all my homework done. That's what my teachers want to hear. And, just working out a couple times a day, reading some books, doing what I can.
Oh yeah, man. The schoolwork's important. I read out your ACT and your GPA before your goals and assists. Even though,
Student athlete, definitely a particular order there.
student comes first, but let's be real. During soccer season, it's hard to think about anything other than playing ball.
Yes, sir.
Well, what are you doing you're a D1 commit at UAB, man. That's huge. How'd you make that decision? Because when you decide where to go to school, it's kind of a decision for not just yourself, but your family's involved, the coaches. Like, how'd you make that decision to go play at the next level?
Well, it's always been a goal of mine. I mean, since a kid, it was either I'm going to try and go pro or I'm going to try and go to a D1 college and try and go to one of the best ones in the nation. And fortunately, I got to do that because UAB has a very long history in the soccer landscape. And so ever since, U13, I'm just going to buckle down, do the work. And I just kind of went where it took me. And then eventually it came down to a couple colleges. It was between kind of UAB, a couple other ones in the area, and of course William Carey and a couple of junior colleges. And I decided with my family supporting me with anything that UAB would combine the athletics and the academics and just kind of help mold me into the best I could be. So that's kind of what was the root of my decision.
Do you know what you want to study yet?
Oh yeah, I'm majoring in public health with the orientation towards global public health. And so that my family and I looked at that, and that can open a lot of doors in the future. So it definitely doesn't pin me down. And that was kind of important because you never know really what you want to do until your second year of college. There's a lot of people switch, so that was important to us.
Man, I'm in my 30s. I still don't know what I want to do. It's fine. That's so great that you already got a plan, man, with the plan. So global health, I mean, that's you'd be busy right now if you had a job in that field.
I could be making some money. A little bit late, but
It's all right. They could still
there'll be
use
more
you.
pandemics.
Yeah, that's one of those. You hope you don't have work, but at the same time, you're gonna have work. So, yeah. Well, so okay, this is to give people context. You were in Houston for your junior year. What program were you a part of your junior year?
Okay, I went to, a lot of people kind of confuse it. I went to a regular high school, very big high school, but just a regular public school. And then I just played for a DA team, which is Developmental Academy. And that's, of course, no longer existing. And then the team that I played for also doesn't exist anymore. I played for the Houston Texans. And so I went out there for a tryout, and then ultimately I made the team. And so that was good. It was a great step. And then towards the end of that, the club got bought by another club. And so there was a whole big situation there. And so I just, decided to come back towards the end of that. But it was a great learning experience. I got a lot faster mentally, physically. Touch got better. Just kind of learned how to play the game against bigger, smarter, better people.
Well, and you could definitely see that in your game this year that you were definitely playing at a high level. What did that do? Now, we've never talked about this. When your junior year, when Sacred Heart was at the state championship, you came to the game, and you were like hanging out with your teammates, and it was really cool to see. But I always felt bad because I won't say that I pushed you away. I just was trying to make sure there were no distractions in the middle of the game. And
Oh
I
yeah,
felt,
I still
and,
will.
and it was one of those where I was like, I felt so bad because I didn't, just telling you like, hey man, let them focus because they're already excited. What did it mean for you then to come? Because for me, it was such a big deal that you came back to Sacred Heart. Like, kind of maybe talk about uh, what it meant for you to be back at Sacred Heart for your senior year, especially from a soccer perspective.
Oh, definitely. It was kind of at first when they won that state championship when I was in Texas. That was very. I mean, I was happy for them, of course, but I was kind of
It
down
stung.
about that. Yeah, it stung a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it stung pretty bad
Yeah, man.
because I was like, oh, they really don't need me. Maybe I'm not that good, but
Oh,
I put those away. I put those feelings away because it's very good for them. I'm happy for the boys, and then when I came back, that was just it's a great feeling, just because it's almost like coming back home. Because I mean, I've been here since pre-K, and so it's really just kind of returning to a family. And then of course the soccer was great. I missed high because I didn't get to play high school in Texas. That was one of the rules for the developmental academy. And so just being able to play, just 2 times a week with your best friends, scoring goals, getting assists, it is the best feeling. I mean, it's so much different than select. It's just, you and your brothers fighting. And of course, that Clarkdale game kind of sums it all up. You're just fighting 90 minutes with your best friends, and eventually, if you just band together, you'll get the win. So it's the best feeling ever.
that's always nice when the good guys win.
Yes, sir.
Well, and I say this, I always try to explain the difference between high school soccer and club soccer is like for me it felt like club soccer was like if you were a pro, that would be your club team. That's who you work for. And your high school team is like your national team because that's where you're from, you know?
That's what I say. But then, I mean, even more, it's like those pros don't grow up together, and they don't play on the same rec teams. So I mean, I've played with Bennett. I won. Me and Heath Hogan actually. We made it to the state championship for I think it was U10 or U9 rec. So that's just how deep those ties go, and it's kind of crazy. And of course, Carson Hall was on that team too. So it's just you never know. I mean, it's so many ties and so many different relationships you make.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still like my best friends now are people I played soccer with because you go through something with them. You know, like people don't no one's I know very few people who are like, "Hey, you want to go do sprints?" Like just for the sake of doing sprints. You know, but if you run sprints with guys like you going through something, I mean, there's something to be said for that for sure. Oh man, Hattiesburg Rec too, by the way. Oh my gosh. I think that was, you said it was U10.
Somewhere around there, one of those years. I mean, one
There,
of those right before select.
there's a photo of that. There's a photo of that circulating right now.
Yeah,
That's a
great
good one.
photo.
You might have to show that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, U12 we were the Mutiny. That was when Tampa Bay Mutiny was like the team in MLS, and we went undefeated. It was like, I mean, I was like, dude, I went undefeated U12. I'm going pro. Like it's decided, you know. Yeah, those good times, man. So, what do you do now? Like, you can't train with your teammates you're in the club season. Full disclosure, I'm the assistant coach for your team at HFC. Like, what do you do to train now?
A lot of first touch work. If you have a wall, just go and kick against the wall. I advise getting a tennis ball. I juggle a tennis ball a lot. I try and just do like hundreds. I mean that'll just get your touch crisp and clean. And then any footwork drills. There's hundreds of YouTube videos you can look up. Just at home footwork, ball mastery stuff, and I mean you'll see the results in weeks, maybe if days, if you do that for it's only 20 minutes a day. So I try and do those. I mean, just kind of go through that twice, maybe just get a little extra, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Maybe lifting some weights occasionally to keep that strength up, body weight, stuff like that. And then if I can, going for a run just whenever I can, getting fitness in, just anything really. You just got to stay going though. Can't stop.
So, what you're saying is that there's material out there. People just have to look for it and want to do it.
You have to go find it. It's not going to find you.
Oh man. I really hope especially that what I love about the culture of Sacred Heart is the the drum thing, of course I like, but the soccer, man. Like when I first started working here, people were talking about playing FIFA, but we're obviously not soccer players. I'm going
Weird. Yeah, you see some people in the hallway. You're talking about FIFA?
like
You can kind of build a relationship off that.
I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed. And then the thing, well, me growing up, dude, high school, I was like you. I was a nut, but I didn't have I felt like I didn't have the same outlets that you might have now just cuz it's more popular in the States. But people were like, "Man, why do you like soccer so much?" And then Sacred Heart's like it's the other way. It's like, "No, everybody's into it a little bit at least. So that's a special thing, man. Um,
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like a little, I don't know, hot spot. Not really expected, but it just happened.
little oasis in downtown Hattiesburg.
That's the word I was looking for.
And I'm here to help. Hey, what do you now? How do you feel, man? About it's your senior year. This is man. This is unprecedented. Like, well, how did this? How do you feel about this? How do your classmates feel about senior year being like cut short for you?
At first, we everyone was like, "Oh, a longer spring break. That's gonna be great. We can just kind of rest a little bit." And then the deadline started to extend and extend and extend. Eventually, like last week or so, they canceled it. It's canceled school altogether. Um, so I mean, we've kind of been texting in the group chat. We've had some Zoom meetings. It's just kind of, I'm not even gonna say it's just bitter. And it's just because you're never gonna go to that English class again. You're never gonna have that test that you hate, or at least in class, and then you never get to walk in the hallway again. So and it's just kind of took the rug out from under us. Because if they said we had a week or two and said schools you're not going to come back, we could at least prepare ourselves. But I mean, it just they said okay, everyone's going to come back after spring break. It's going to be fine. It's going to be over, and then I mean, just kept going. And so yeah, very unfortunate.
Man, my senior year it was Hurricane Katrina in the fall, and we were unlucky. Had pine trees like basically total our house. I lived I slept in my grandparents' den for like 3 months, but that was not the. I was like one of few people in Hattiesburg who was dealing with that. This has got to be a different thing because, in some ways, it's weird. In some ways, it's probably positive though because everybody's going through the same thing. Like what you're experiencing is the same thing I'm experiencing.
Oh yeah,
So at
I've been
least
talking to freshmen in my UAB class, and I mean we're all just kind of going through the same thing. We're all bored. We have nothing to do. We're just doing homework online and stuff like that. So I mean every kid in in college and high school is going through the same thing. Because my brother and sister, I'm talking to them, and they're doing the same thing as me.
Flathau's Fine Foods has been doing a lot with. They've been feeding first responders. I know you work with your dad's company business. Did you have anything to do with that or?
I did not do anything for like the first responder stuff, but I have been delivering lunches and for people that specifically order them. But no, that I'm gonna give all the credit to my brother, my dad, Dave Ware, and then Terry Johnson. They've been doing a lot of hard work, and Jesus, of course, a lot of hard work with that, and just doing good things around the city area and just anywhere that's needed, really.
Yeah, more people need to know about that.
Oh yeah,
More people need to know about that.
Flatos Fine Foods on Instagram and Flatos Fine Catering on Instagram, and you'll be kept up.
Is that the handle? Is it at Flathau's Fine?
At Flatos Fine Catering and then at Flatos Fine
But
Foods.
no apostrophe in it because it's a handle.
The
So
Instagram.
yeah. Well, but man, I'm getting okay at this editing video stuff. We'll put it up there in post. Yeah, that's great, man. That's really cool. So you're delivering food too during all this?
I have my mask on, I have my gloves on, Germex before and after, and then of course just being not communicating, just dropping the food off, texting them, and saying that the food's on the door. We're doing everything we can to bend the curve.
There you go. Do you wear sunglasses or glasses, some kind of something to cover the eyes?
I do not know. I probably
Okay.
should.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Sunglasses will just look cool anyway.
might as well be decked out.
There you go. There you go. It's safe and you look cool. No worries. Well, Heath, man, I really appreciate you sitting down and talking with me. This is awesome. Look, you can add it to your already illustrious resume. The first student on the Crusader. I really appreciate you helping me out. And man, in the future, not only would I always had teachers say, "Oh man, the ultimate compliment was I'd hire you, dude. I'd work for you. I'd work for you. So if you ever start a business that you need a drummer / soccer coach, holler at your boy.
Yes, sir. I got it.
All right, buddy. Take care.